If it's happening in New York, New Jersey, or Long Island, hear about it with Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.
Portions of this show sponsored by Hudson Honda.
Oh, man, what a morning, what a morning. It's 7:27 already on AM 970. The Answer with Joe Piscopo and Frankie Five Boroughs. And Big Al is back. Debbie's on vacation. Not on vacation. She's at Channel 7.
Yeah, she's at Channel 7.
TV always trumps radio.
Yep.
Did you ever notice that?
Yeah.
And
More money.
and she deserves that. Assemblyman Robert Auth is doing a great job. He is the Republican representing the 39th Assembly District in Bergen and Passaic Counties. I was born in Passaic, New Jersey. Oh, gosh. And we want to see, will New Jersey's government shut down on Saturday? Assemblyman, welcome back to the show. Great to see you.
Great to see you,
We're
Joe.
on TV. We got you on television.
Frank.
The boys are here. I know you listen every morning. We appreciate that very much.
Love you guys.
And well, we love you right back because you're really kind of your personality isn't. There's no bluster. You just do your job, and you do it in a very, very grounded way, and you're very true to your principles. So you were at several sources. Remember, I did several sources.
sir.
You were out there
Yep.
for all these moms that needed homes. These moms who have had babies, and you were out there with
Kathy
the
Fiore.
Oh,
The
Kathy.
real deal, right?
We're doing it again this year. You going to be there?
Absolutely.
I'll see you in
Yes.
October, I believe.
I'll be there
I
with
just
a check.
I just committed. That's a great organization.
You bet.
So I never see the Assembly and the Senate working together. And you know, you're a Republican. The Democrats just own Jersey, really. Yet through the leader Coughlin, through our Mr. Leader John Bramnick, our friend, the leader on the Republican side, Steve Sweeney on the Senate side. All you guys get together. Praise Jesus, Robert Auth. Praise Jesus. It's unbelievable. And what happens? Only in Jersey, it goes to the governor, and the governor goes, I ain't signing this. I want more taxes. Give us the breakdown, if you would, Assemblyman.
Well, you're partially right, and far be it for me to tell somebody that they're wrong, but the Democrats have control of the Assembly and the Senate, and they, in the Assembly, by party lines, passed the legislative budget. In the Senate, they had a couple of Republican votes because, according to Steve Sweeney, some of his members were being called and strong-armed by the governor. And I don't say that as a negative or to disparage the governor. That's part of the process. People get called, we're going to take care of your district. You got to do this for me.
Not to interrupt you, but the governor doesn't go to the legislature at all, does he? I mean, he does everything pretty much on his own. I've heard that he hasn't called. And listen, we both like Governor Murphy very much. He is a good guy. He is a good guy.
Absolutely.
But he doesn't reach out because he's probably used to being Goldman Sachs. I'm a big boss. I'm worth $500 million, and I could do what I want. You got to reach out to you guys. So he did indeed call some people.
Yeah, he called to try to secure votes. He definitely needs to be speaking with leadership. That would be Speaker Coughlin and Senate President Sweeney from his party. He should absolutely be doing that.
Sweeney may put him in a wrestling mode.
Well,
Steve is so. Do you see that? You ever shake hands with Steve Sweeney? This guy's like a monster.
He's got a good heart, but he's an iron worker. Let me tell you, he's got a grip like a vice.
I wouldn't mess with him.
Not me either. Me neither. No, we're actually kindred spirits. You know, he got carpet bombed by the NJEA while Governor Murphy stood on the sidelines and watched. And it happened up to me and
he still won.
And he won by margins that he has never won by before.
Yeah.
And it happened to us up in District 39. We were getting beat up a little bit too. So we're kind of friendly because we both had to withstand that, and we survived it. The interesting thing about this now, though, is that somewhere along the line, if the governor decides to veto the legislature's budget, both of them are bad as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I'm looking at Al, I'm looking at you, and, we're members of the Frustrated Jersey Taxpayers Society here. Both budgets are about an increase of about $1 billion. But the Democrats could essentially take the governor and make him irrelevant by saying, here's what we're going to do. We give him the budget, which they've done. The governor says he's going to veto the budget. Okay. You need 27 votes in the Senate to override the governor and 54 votes in the Assembly. If the Republicans and the Democrats work together, and this is where you are correct, if they work together and say, okay, we can override this guy, Republicans are probably going to say, look, you got to take some of the Christmas tree stuff out of the budget.
Right.
So it might even go a little bit lower, and
they could technically override.
And then they could override. They could do that.
Wow.
For all these things, and of course, if they really wanted to get nasty, and I'm not going to put it past Steve because Sweeney, he's very upset with the governor. Then you could go so far as to say we're not even going to appropriate money for the governor's staff or anything. So the governor's going to be like, what? The
Assembly and the Senate, or does the Senate have the ability to do that, or both bodies?
Houses together.
Wow.
So, and Speaker Coughlin, who's a great guy.
Yeah, I can't believe he's going against the governor. I can't believe it like that, huh?
They are loggerheads. They are absolutely. I know for a fact that they're anticipating it. I had a bill. I mentioned it to Frankie.
Yeah.
That we put out to make sure that they kept the state parks open, they kept the beaches open, and the motor vehicles open.
Yeah.
And apparently, John McKeon, one of my colleagues on the other side, had a bill similar to that, and they put that bill on the docket for Thursday's voting session. And then they also sent the schedule out. They're scheduling us for July 2nd to come in to vote. So that's in anticipation of a shutdown.
Yeah. So what do you think? What's your prediction on what will happen from the inside?
Well, I don't discount the governor being a very smart guy. You don't get that rich by not being intelligent. And I think he's going to sit down. I mean, he's got his heels dug in pretty hard right now, but I think he's going to sit down and cut his losses. And make some kind of a compromise.
Assemblyman, help me out here. 733 with Joe Piscopo and Assemblyman Robert Auth. And this, what we're talking about here, Jersey politics, resonates across the country because what's happening is the governor has to make pension and welfare payments to the union. And you have to make those payments.
And it's a big part of the budget.
But if you promise somebody something, you cannot take it away, especially when somebody puts in all those years. So you support that. Now, Governor Murphy's saying that he's not going to have the money to be able to do that. If he accepts the budget that the Assembly and Senate just sent to him. What is your answer to that, Robert?
Well, I think Governor Murphy has enough money to do that, but he needs to cut some of his projects that he's put out. He's force-feeding the public with his progressive agenda. His agenda requires $1.7 billion. The Assembly budget is at about $855.
And you can still make the pension and welfare payments with that.
Right.
Okay.
And what he's saying is he wants to do all these other things and put a little bit of extra in, but the problem is the cost to the public.
Yeah.
And
you mean like free college, legal aid for illegal immigrants and that sort of thing?
Yeah, but everything, right. We discussed that last time I was here.
Yep.
$13 million for illegal immigrants to go to college. That one's off the top of the charts there for me. But a lot of these things are going to get cut back if he wants to come to an agreement with the Assembly and the Senate. And what they understand is back in when Governor Florio was the governor, his $2.4 billion tax increase was the death knell for the Democratic majority. They lost everything 4 years later.
Yeah.
They don't want to go through that again.
You know what, Assemblyman, we appreciate you being with us and so much to talk to you about. Tell us why it's important for New Jersey to have Dan Donovan win today.
This is it's a very important race, to be quite frank with you. You have President Trump supporting Dan Donovan. Something that's very important to people in the metropolitan area is the ARC tunnel. And we're having a difficult time having Senator Menendez in New Jersey ask President Trump for funding for the ARC tunnel. President Trump's looking at Senator Menendez and saying, forget it, buddy. But you have somebody like Dan Donovan and a couple of Congressman MacArthur down in South Jersey and a few other Republican congressmen asking President Trump.
We can get the money, federal money that we need.
We can get a good portion of it.
Yeah. So we say to our Staten Islanders and our Brooklyn friends, vote for Dan Donovan.
If you want better traffic.
There you go.
Vote for Dan Donovan.
And if you like New Jersey at all, because eventually they all end up moving to New Jersey anyway, so it's not, right? Except for Frankie Five Boroughs, right? And you think the Senate race, can you beat Bob Menendez, Assemblyman? You know he's a fighter, man.
Tough.
Like him or not, he is a fighter.
Yep. No, he's got a pretty well-oiled machine. He's a Hudson County politician. I mean, he's going to get down and be a real fighter. I don't know. I mean, right now, the interesting thing's going to be if the polls start showing that he's got problems, whether or not the party's going to take him out.
See, now this is the guy that's inside New Jersey politics. I mean, what have I said? What did I say? Frankie Five Boroughs. Did I say not that exact same thing?
You did.
Do you think? And this Judge Napolitano said the same thing. Do you think, Assemblyman, the torch will surface? Come on, man. Come on. Bring the torch back.
They might find somebody a little bit better than him, I think. I think he's burned enough bridges where he wouldn't get the Democratic support throughout the state.
Yeah, inside. Robert Auth, you're doing a great job down there. God bless you, man. You're welcome anytime. Keep us posted.
Thank you.
That's the inside New Jersey politics like you could only get on the show. Yes,
Gotta
sir.
leave you with one thought.
Please.
I was thinking about Otis and my dog Peppy.
Okay.
You know, they got a whole list of things, the taxes they increased, but one of the taxes they increased is a 5-cent charge on plastic bags when you go to the supermarket.
Yeah.
5 cents a bag, you know.
Said, how do you clean up after your dog?
After your dog.
It's going to cost you some money. Assemblyman, thank you so much. Keep up the great work. Robert Auth right there. Robert represents the 39th Assembly District in Bergen and Passaic Counties and doing a great job at that.
Everybody knows this guy. No, everybody knows he can do a radio show. Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.